Sipram Konto Alliance. Shoot to kill Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
So RFK is trying to get aluminum out of vaccines, and that bothers the guy from Pfizer. Here's what the guy from Pfizer has to say about it.
There is a movement among the Secretary, Kennedy, and others in the anti-vax movement to take alum out of vaccines. So alum it's an aluminum salt. It's used in about 7 different pediatric vaccines, including one by Pfizer, as an adjuvant. So it helps stimulate an immune response. So they want to force manufacturers, I believe, to reformulate those vaccines. That would be a major issue because this is a very safe ingredient. It's been used for 70 years. There's really no alternative. And if they force
alum is very safe. He's letting you know that putting that in injecting that into a baby, super safe. And I'm sure there's lots of studies that show that if you give 72 shots with alum in it, that it doesn't build up. Anyway, here we go.
Manufacturers to have to reformulate all those pediatric vaccines. I think you'd see a lot of vaccines potentially come off the market because there is no good alternative.
Meaning that they would no longer be effective, they wouldn't stimulate the immune system?
There is no good, the other adjuvants that you could potentially use probably aren't as safe, but if you had to reformulate those vaccines, it would create a real dislocation in the market.
So let me bring in, so that's what this is all about. The reason why they put that stuff in vaccines is because it's cheaper. So if you had a pertussis vaccine and you put 1,000 milligrams of the pertussis antigen in a vaccine, that costs a lot of money. But you could just put 1 milligram in and then put this alum, or some people say aluminum, you put that in, and then it causes your immune system to go crazy. And that's a lot cheaper. So it creates that immune. So, and RFK wants to get that out. And let me bring in Kim Bright. Kim Bright is a pioneer in the nutrition industry and an expert in health and wellness, and the founder of Brightcore Nutrition, an advertiser on this show, now in its 27th year. Since the 1980s, she has been appearing regularly on national syndicated, local, and radio television programs, educating people on how to optimize their health. Welcome back to the show. You're a big hit with our audience. Great to see you, Kim.
Oh, well, it's great to be back. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, this is absolutely insanity. People don't know that this is a byproduct of aluminum manufacturing. They had huge stockpiles of it after World War II, and they got the bright idea, let's use it somehow. They put it in vaccines. They put it in toothpaste. The dentists were using it. Yeah, it's real safe. It's real safe, yeah.
Yeah, and so, well, here's what Robert Malone says. That guy, Scott Gottlieb, we just showed you, the guy from Pfizer. By the way, he used to be, I think, the head of the CDC or the FDA. One of them, doesn't matter really which one. He is spreading fear without paying attention to what was actually voted on. Jennifer Say says aluminum is only linked to Alzheimer's, bone disorders, and breast cancer. Oh, and it's a neurotoxin, but I'm sure it's fine to inject into babies.
Exactly. And what they voted on, Jimmy, had nothing to do with that. This man's insane. He's been taking too many vaccines. His brain's gone. What they voted on was to take the thimerosal out of the vaccines. And so that's coming out. And so it's like, what is this guy even talking about?
Oh, no kidding. So that's what the vote was? It wasn't about taking the alum. So it was about taking out, how do you say it?
The thimerosal. Yeah.
Thimerosal? Yeah. Now that...
it used to be based on ethyl mercury, and it's based on ethyl mercury, not methyl mercury. But still, and it's out of 96% of the vaccines. So I don't know what the big hubbub is with him. He's just totally, I don't know. So
they used to put the thimerosal in vaccines, and then wasn't there a big controversy over it? And then they started taking it out, right?
Yeah, 96% of the vaccines don't even have it now. The flu vaccines, they don't have it in there. So it's just being taken out of 4%. It's crazy.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's what's so again the corporate media. So they're on that's on CNBC. What you just saw was on C. So when you see this guy, he's on CNBC now. 70% of their funding comes from Pfizer, the company,
Pharmaceuticals.
the company that guy works for.
Yeah.
So of course they're not going to give you a balanced view or even try.
It's called spin doctors. They're just spinning everything. They don't even give you the actual thing that the panel discussed and then passed. It's crazy.
Yeah, so they're lying about what they're actually voted on, what they're actually talking about, and of course the news host is either ignorant on purpose or doesn't care that they're lying.
I think probably both.
Yeah, I'm going to guess both.
Probably both.
Okay, so that's just stunning. So I wanted to, so I'm glad you were here to talk about that, but I wanted to talk to you today about the exposure of, so this was in Science Direct, the exposure of U.S. adults to microplastics from commonly consumed proteins. And microplastics in our food and drinking water, and there's no avoiding it. 94% of U.S. tap water and bottled water worldwide, it's impossible to fully filter it out and move through the food chain easily. So, according 88% of meats, fish, and vegetarian meats contain some form of microplastics. The average American takes in 11,500 microplastics per year. The highest protein consumers take in as many as 3.8 million. And here's another, our brains, this is another science publication, our brains are now 99.5% human and 0.5% plastic. Wow, here's a little bit more. Study finds microplastics in blood clots, linking them to a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes. Well, Kim, let me ask you. Now, you talk about this a lot, so you know a lot about this. Doesn't our body just filter out those microplastics?
No.
No?
Those microplastics, Jimmy, let me give you some examples of them. I mean, for almost 50 years, I've been helping people understand how to get their body healthy. And even back 48 years ago, I would go into their homes and take out anything that was made of plastic, including their polyester clothing and their polyester couches and anything that was in there, their carpets. Okay, the thing about it is our body, these particles are so fine, they're called nanoparticles when they get down to their smallest levels, and they're everywhere. They are, the fighting over in the Mideast, guess what was going off day and night over there? Missiles, the rockets we're sending up, the satellites and their re-entry back in, the burnt out rocket stages. We're going crazy over that. Every time a rocket launches, they have these microplastics in their fuel. They have it in the actual rocket itself. And these particles, in these missiles, when they come down, they pollute the upper atmosphere, and they go everywhere globally. They don't recognize countries or anything else, and they fall down into our atmosphere. Then they go into our waterways, they go into our soils, and then from the very smallest, like an algae, takes them up from the water, and it goes all the way up the food chain, and it goes into the grasses and the grains and the fruits and vegetables that are watered with these with the water that's got the microplastics in it. Everything's going into everything, and it goes all the way up the food chain until we're finally eating it. And the highest concentrations are in the meat tissue of chickens and beef and pork and things like this. But they're even finding it in tofu and these plant-based meat substitutes.
Holy cow. So here's one more. Degradation of, this is from the National Library of Medicine, NIH, degradation of bisphenol by
Yes.
bacillus.
Bisphenol, yeah.
So-
Acetone.
So let me just. So there's no way once microplastics are released into the environment, they're virtually impossible to get rid of, and they're easily ingested because of their micro size. And the only way, so I mean, I'm worried about this, right? Because it gets into your brain. They say it can cause lots of problems. You know, it could be connected to Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that, and create inflammation in your brain. And so there's only one way to really get rid of them, and it's to make sure that your gut isn't leaking. Is that what you say?
Right. But before we even get into that, I want to elaborate a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, clothing. Just about everybody is wearing polyester clothing these days. That's plastic. Okay, microplastics. And when you wash your clothing, it's going out into the water. When you're wearing it, particularly like guys wearing polyester, those really close-fitting underwear, same thing with women. They found 19 companies that are really well-known companies that are manufacturing yoga wear, sports bras, these underwears. And what activates the BPA, these microplastics, is heat. And so when you're wearing clothing or underwear, and it's that close to your private parts, guess what? It's lowering the sperm count. They've done studies. It's causing reproductive problems. Breast milk has the BPA's in it, the microplastics, and it's just inundating us with these microplastics, Jimmy. And they did a study at the University of New Mexico. They used cadaver brains, and the average age was 45 to 50. And they tested for in the liver, the kidneys, and the brain. And they found out that the majority of the concentration was in the brain, 7 to 10 times more than they found in the kidneys or the liver.
Really?
And there were some of those people that had donated their brains that had dementia. They had 10 times more of these plastics in their brain than the other cadaver brains had. And they had, what's the average now in our brain, that 0.05%, is 7 grams. If you took a plastic spoon, that's about how much it weighs. That's in our brain now. But not only is it in our brain, it is throughout our body. It's in our blood. It's in our arteries. It's in our lower deep veins in our legs and our feet. People that have thrombosis problems, cardiac problems. And my take on it is it's blocking oxygen uptake. It's also in our lungs. We're having respiratory problems. Look at all these people with COVID and everything. It's just an onslaught of it. But the good news is that there is research that shows kimchi has over 900 unique probiotics in it. And these probiotics can bind to these microplastics. And by the way, microplastics also, they attract heavy metals and hold them, and they attract other toxic chemicals. So these specific strains can go in and bind and carry this out, particularly the Bacillus pumilis can degrade, not just bind and carry these out, but it actually is the only thing that can degrade these microplastics and nanoplastics in our body. And it's proven and it's written up as such, which blew my mind. It's amazing that kimchi can do this. And do you know that kimchi, where it's traditionally eaten over in Korea, there was a survey done. They put together a lot of data, and they found out that Koreans actually are living 6 years longer than Americans are. And this is their national food over there. They even have museums dedicated to kimchi. It's so powerful. And so to me, this is such exciting news because we have a way to actually get rid of the inundation in our bodies of these microplastics and nanoplastics.
So what I was watching a doctor talk about, they did a study. This sounds crazy, but you were talking about polyester, and they put polyester on female dogs. They put polyester pants on them, and they and then they put cotton pants on another control group, and the dogs that wore the polyester pants didn't conceive. They didn't.
Right.
And the dogs with the cotton had the regular rates of conception and pregnancy. And you're talking about that, these people wear the women wear the yoga pants, and it's all polyester. It's all BPAs. And
the underwear that guys are wearing, you can't breathe down there. There's no oxygen getting down there, and there's just heat buildup. And when you build up heat, you're releasing more BPAs into your scrotum, and in women, it's going up into the uterus. It's so evil.
And so,
I mean, this is ridiculous.
And so what that's called is an endocrine disruptor.
Yes.
And it affects
They're endocrine disruptors, and they mimic estrogen. And so guys are getting more feminine, and women, can't conceive. And when they conceive, there's abnormalities. There's all kinds of things that these plastics, microplastics, and nanoplastics are causing. Not just cardio health problems, not just strokes, not just brain problems, not just liver problems, but reproductive problems. We are having that unbelievable in this country.
Yeah,
and people have to start wearing cotton, linen, wool, things that breathe, and get away from all of these plastics in their food. If you're microwaving your food in those plastic containers, stop it.
Stop doing that. Yeah.
Stop doing it. If you're doing toaster oven, frozen foods, stop it. Take it out. Put it in a glass thing before you cook it. We've got to get away. And even the pesticides and herbicides, they have these microplastics in them, so it's just everywhere, Jimmy.
So I'm wearing a wool T-shirt, a linen shirt, and cotton underwear. So
good for you. I'm cotton too. So
yeah. So I got rid of all the polyester and all that garbage. I noticed that some of my underwear were polyester, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? So now I have my underwear 95% cotton and 5% spandex or whatever. So I'll take the 95% cotton over polyester. And yeah, I wear wool T-shirts. I wear linen shirts. And I mean, people don't realize that stuff is linked to diabetes, right? Heart disease, cancer, and obesity. So all the things that are raging through American society, in part, at least in part, is because of the BPAs and the microplastics that we're ingesting. And you're saying that that kimchi degrades that BPA that's in your system. That if you eat kimchi, that actually has that degrades that stuff in your body, meaning in a good way.
Yeah, it actually degrades the BPA right there. Degradation of BPA by Bacillus humilis. And it's been isolated from kimchi. That is what degrades it. They haven't found anything else that degrades it. And it's damaging our cells. It's damaging our DNA. It actually gets in our body and triggers the release of harmful free radicals. So that ages us faster too. And the oxidative stress is just destroying our cells. And we've got to stop it. We have to stop this onslaught and get rid of the accumulation. And that's the only thing that pulls out the BPA. That degrades it. You can pull it out with the probiotics that are in kimchi. You can bind them, but it doesn't degrade it. And of course, a lot of it's still floating around in our bodies, but we've got to make our gut health good. We have to stop the leaky gut, because then it just seeps everywhere even further. And by taking these friendly bacteria, these over 900 in kimchi, these unique strains, they're going in and they're also destroying the parasites that people are getting, like unbelievable amounts. The yeast overgrowth, candida, molds, all these things are very heavy in people these days, especially if you have any diseases. They're rampant. So we have to put that microbiome balance back in and have the good guys over the bad guys. And kimchi is incredible to do that. It's the only thing.
And I mean, this is a study right from the NIH. There it is. Kimchi will do that for you. Well, that's... I mean, I'm taking the kimchi. we've talked about this before. I'm taking it because there's no way to avoid these. Like you said, it's in your carpet, it's in your couches, right? It's not only in your food and your water, but it's in the air. Like you said, it come from rockets, and it's everywhere. So I'm on the kimchi to try to degrade this stuff and get it out of my body. And
you need it every day, Jimmy. And people have to get rid of all of their plastic containers too. Because do you know that up until 2012, these idiots were putting they had in baby cup sippies and in plastic baby bottles the BPA.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah, that was the big push to get rid of all that stuff out of the plastic bottles. The BPAs, right? That was a big...
Yeah, and it's in our canned foods. It's a compound that lines the canned foods. Even baby formula, infant formula is still in cans that have the BPA in it. So you got to avoid canned food. You've got to eat good, as clean as you can, real food, like Whole Foods.
And so tell people about the kimchi that you've developed.
Well, here's the problem with people eating kimchi every day. A lot of people that are Americans, they don't like the smell, they don't like the taste, or even if they like the smell and the taste, they don't eat it every day. We are so inundated with these poisons in our body that we have to have this every single day in order to remove it. So what we did is we came up with a way to keep all its benefits and put it in a capsule so people would take it every day, 3 capsules a day. And it's convenient and easy for people to take. So it's called Kimchi One in a capsule. And this way they can get the benefits and really start turning their health around, and then start getting out of all these things that are contributing to more of these microplastics and nanoplastics in our body. I mean, these nanoplastics, we can't even see them. They're so small and minute, and they're everywhere in our drinking water, no matter where we are. PVC pipe, everywhere.
And so the kimchi is actually an antimicrobial, meaning it's antibacterial, it's antifungal, antiviral, and it's antiparasitic on top of it.
Exactly.
And now I told everybody knows that I had the kidney stone. And so they gave me this stuff called Cipro, which is a very powerful antibiotic. And the problem with when you take an antibiotic is that it kills all the bacteria in your gut. And then you're for a couple of months afterwards before you get back to normal. And so that's why another reason why I taken the kimchi, because I had to take the antibiotic, and that will reestablish the good bacteria in my gut, right?
That's right, because antibiotic means against all life. So it kills the good and the bad. And the probiotics are for life, and that puts back in the good guys and can fight the bad guys up. Because most people, if they start taking all these antibiotics, it's just a downward spiral, Jimmy. Their gut just gets worse and worse and worse. And because 70 to 80% of our immune system's in our gut, their immunity goes down. They're more susceptible to sickness and illnesses now. And so we've got to replenish those good guys in our gut.
And do I have to worry about like the pill bottle that the kimchi comes in? Do I have to worry about the plastics in that?
That's the least of your worries. Look at all the other plastic around. I mean, we can't escape everything. But we tried using glass, and people complain bottles get broken. And so, this is something that I've tried for the 28 years I've been in business to put our supplements in. But we end up back, and it's BPA free, by the way. So you don't have to worry that you're getting the BPAs in there.
Okay, yeah. That's good. And so tell people about your special offer.
Well, the special offer is if you go to mybreakcore.com/Jimmy, and you'll get 25% off your order, and use the code DORE, D-O-R-E. Or the best thing to do, we love having you call us. We're not AI. We're not over in India or some other foreign country where you can't understand us. We're American. The kimchi one's made here in America. Call 888-253-0418. And we want you to call in so we can educate you further. You can ask us questions. And when you do call in to 888-253-0418, we'll give you up to 50% off of your order plus free shipping. And then the first 100 callers will get a free bottle of vitamin D3, which is so vital to your overall health as well. Again, that's 888-253-0418. And people are just having rave reviews on the kimchi one with skin and hair and digestion, and their fatigue is gone, their brain fog's lifted, and it's excellent. So call 888-253-0418, please.
Okay, and it's also in the description underneath this video. And I just say thanks again for you supporting our show. I feel great about your product. I take your product. I don't like the taste of kimchi, so I prefer it in pill form. And you know, a lot of people don't want to. You know, we have a target on our back at this show, and we've had videos taken down and demonetized constantly. So I appreciate you stepping up and being a supporter of our show, and making sure we can stay afloat. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
And it's it's something I'm enthusiastic about. So it makes me feel good to be able to talk about this and to tell people about it. And I got no qualms whatsoever. I wish everybody would get better gut health, which is the key to your overall health. And it's a real problem. It's a real problem.
It is.
I mean, the rise of dementia and Alzheimer's and diabetes and obesity and everything. It's just good on you for bringing this product to everybody. And anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
Well, I'm so glad that President Trump's in there and RFK Jr.'s in there. We finally have a chance to really expose the lies that we've been fed, and to understand that there are much better ways to keep our body healthy, that turning to a drug whenever we have any kind of symptom is not what we need to do. And so I'm grateful and thankful. And that's, God bless America. God bless President Trump, and God bless us all. And may we get healthier by the day.
Okay. Kim Bright from Bright Core Nutrition. Thanks for everything. And look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, over to Steph.
Okie dokie. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Savage, thank you very much. How do I know this live stream is an AI, Student Rainer? You don't. You do not know. My Gen X mother is a huge fan of all the personalities on Fox News. I keep trying to convince her from watching, but nothing works. Jablomi, it's all right. It's all right, Jablomi. She's already been, I guess, just kind of like, she knows it's familiar to her. She knows what's familiar. It's Fox. I have plenty of friends that watch MSNBC. That's what's familiar to them, and they're really comfortable feeling smart watching it. Savage, 1945 War Department. Nukes are a weapon of terror. Pika, at the end of the day, I personally will never understand our country even having the authority to dictate the Middle East to begin with, other than doing Israel's evil behalf. That's why Iran hates us. And that's from our friend, where are you? Pika. What's going on in my bell? Recheck the bell. Bell, thank you. Kurt, hope it's okay to ask, but your friend Barry died 1 month after his cancer diagnosis. I read he also testified in front of Congress against child pedophilia. Corn Pop. Yes, thank you for that. Wanted to point something out from the text Jimmy read about MK Ultra docs. They were trying to figure out how to sell democracy to us, the masses. Isn't that interesting? Corn Pop. Wow, Trump is the white version of that black president. Eosh. Hey, have you watched Jones Plantation yet? We've been bothering you how many months? Jones Plantation. No, we haven't. People want us to watch sad, tragic stuff. It's hard.
It sounds sad.
It's kind of Jones Plantation. Hold on. It does sound sad. It sounds depressing.
Sounds sad.
Right? When is Jimmy's special coming out? The judge wants to know.
It was supposed to be out. It'll be out, if not next week. Yeah, it'll be out next week, probably.
Okay.
Next week.
Jimmy special coming out next week. Here we go. This is from F. Husau. Jimmy, do the Diddy baby oil, but don't let the Diddy baby oil do you. Thank you, F. Husau. Jimmy. Oh, I read that one. All right. No, Kurt. It's thousands of years old. Want to know how I know? I got to see the Dead Sea Scrolls. One of them read, Iran is building nuclear weapons. Thousands of years old. FSO, Iran is building nukes. It's in the Torah. Thank you for that. All right, I got that. Let's do this one. Why do you think breast cancer is a problem in women? Your skin absorbs everything. You can even absorb a very small amount of nutrients from plants without eating them. Just grow them in your home. Vientikis. Hungarians have tolta kapuca, stuffed cabbage. The cabbage gets fermented as part of the cooking process. It also sells out first at Hungarian festivals. Well, thank you for that one. All right, let's see here. I think, Jimmy, that's my wrap on my super chats today. FYI.
Okay, get Kurt on. Oh, let's do some reads.
All right, but I need a simple background, please.
Okay, ready? Hey, if your clothes are made of polyester, and you might want to hear this. Let's try it again. Hey, if your clothes are made of polyester, you may want to hear this. Check out this recent interview I did that delves into global microplastic pollution. Tap the video link right here to watch now.
You got a perfect from Misha on that one, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.
Wow.
Or do you say Calgary? Some people say Calgary. I'm not one of those people. Oh, no kidding. Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, there was a little TikTok competition going on with the staff. They posted TikToks, and Andrew is the champion.
We keep getting kicked off TikTok. They're the worst. Hey, it's Jimmy. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, it's me. And I'm here to encourage fans of the Jimmy Dore Show to follow us on all the socials, which is the term we influencers use to refer to social media. We know the establishment's constantly trying to suppress our message, so you may have to seek us out to make sure you're following the right accounts. On Facebook, we're at the Jimmy Dore Show. Oh, that's right. Okay. On Facebook, we're at Jimmy Dore Show. On Twitter, some call it X. I still call it Twitter. We're at Jimmy_Dore. On Instagram, you can find us at The Jimmy Dore Show. All one word, The Jimmy Dore Show. And TikTok keeps kicking us off their platform. And we can't imagine why, but it is really infuriating. So make sure you follow us on TikTok on our brand new account on TikTok, which is The Jimmy Dore Show. With an O at the end or a zero? So it's The Jimmy Dore Show with a zero at the end. The Jimmy Dore Show with a zero at the end. We're even on Red Note at Jimmy Dore Comedy, even though I don't know exactly what that is. And then if you're not a member yet, we strongly encourage you to join up at jimmydore.com so you can get all our bonus content and watch the full show ad-free. You'll be glad you did. Okay.
Okay, let me see here. Thank you, JD, for telling me how to keep my Franks and Beans microplastic free, doing the Lord's work. Will Henderson. Thank you, Will. Boy, it does make you think, though, like if you look in your kitchen, I started to look at like my containers. And that's not a euphemism for anything. Come on. But, you know, we use a lot of plastic wrap that we stopped using. And did you also know aluminum foil, tin foil?
Yeah, I don't use aluminum foil anymore.
It's not good for cooking even. They're saying that it seeps into your food. What?
Yeah.
And it's like we've only used that because we didn't want to clean our cookie sheets.
Yep. I used to put it. Yep.
Lazy fucking cookie making shitheads. Stop with that. All right. What else can I tell you about my personal life and hygiene? Oh, okay. Misha wants to know my traveling hack. And I so you know those little for your contacts, those little things for contacts that you use, you screw them off. They're perfect for makeup, ladies. If you use like some sort of like cream makeup, you squeeze it in. It lasted me. You said, oh, I don't know if it's going to last you long. I had no problem on our trip. Yeah, all of Europe. Was that 14 days? Little dabble do ya. You don't need a lot of makeup, right? I can't believe how much shit I don't want to take when I'm traveling. And then another thing, have you ever been in a bathroom and it doesn't have a fan and you'd like some privacy? Turn on the blow dryer, girls. Come on. Right? That's the other one that I like. And then, you know, it's kind of crazy how they really talk. There's a lot written about how you have to sleep in a dark room if you want proper sleep, that you have to dark. And sometimes in a hotel room, there'll be like this much left between the draperies. So you know those little clamps you use in your hair? That's what Jimmy and I use on the curtains. Clamp it, right? Sometimes I use it in my hair. Use it for what it's actually worth using for. Did I tell you recently? Let's see. Yeah, you know what, Jesus Murphy, Sam Squash? You do have to get rid of your aluminum foil underwear. I hope you're doing it now. And it sounds uncomfortable in the first place. A little crunchy. All right. Oh, my God. Who are you, C2C2? Wink, wink, say no more. All right. I thank God for makeup. And then they tell you, oh, I was watching this whole story on, you know, here in LA, there's the garment district. And you go to the garment district and you know, you're always trying to find like a big deal, you know, good deal there. And evidently the garment district, they have all these little like boutiques that are selling makeup. And they're doing this knockoff makeup. Would you believe they put shit in knockoff makeup? Huh? Of course they do. You know, and most of the names that they were saying about the brands that they're, you know, exploiting or whatever, I don't know. I don't know brands. You know, for most of my life, I've got my makeup at Rite Aid. And now Rite Aid's going to close. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, Rite Aid's closing. I'm still dealing with the pain of Big Lots closing. Mm-hmm. That's awful. I loved Big Lots. Like, oh, you could get cotton sheets at Big Lots. Really? Yes. It's really sad. It's a consumer. Can't even buy, you know, who wants to buy shit? What, you know, it's like, I just want to buy healthy food. Okay, what's the lyric that keeps buying? Put the lime in the coconut, then you'll feel better. Well, that is from that Patchouli Diver. Put the lime in the coconut, drink it all up. Put the lime in the coconut. Now you're feeling better. Put the lime in the, what is that? Harry Nilsson. I love Harry Nilsson. He died so young. Boy, I love his music. And what a range. Patchouli. Cast iron. Misha, do you have a cast iron?
I do.
Of course you do. She's so fucking smart. Crazy.
Cast iron and
a caraway?
Caraway pin.
I've never heard of that. She's so healthy. It's crazy. But Misha came over on Sunday. She actually came and hang out with me. It was so fun. I made salmon for the first time in my life. Woo, bitch. I didn't use aluminum. I used a glass dish. I put it in the oven and I cooked it for 12 minutes. And it was such an easy recipe. I know everybody's like, what's going on? Well, I think I'm waiting for Jimmy. Is he going to do another story?
Or premium.
All right. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but you're going to be here with me right now. It's a week before the 4th of July. Are you excited? But anyways, easiest recipe, and it's salmon. And I just got a piece of salmon from Trader Joe's, and it already had the skin taken off. And then I put it in a glass dish. I put butter on the glass dish, all around the glass dish. Then I put the salmon in there, salt and pepper. And then you're supposed to warm up 2 tablespoons butter, put the butter on top, and then you chop some garlic and you put the garlic on top. Cooked it for about 12 to 14 minutes. She said it guarantee it'll be moist. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make some this weekend. You got it? You got it ready? They say take it out just a little bit so it gets like not too cold from the fridge. 12 minutes. Yep. Okay. And then what I did is, Lance and I took a bite from the end, and then he goes, I think just a little bit longer. And then when we ate it, we're like, oh, I think it's okay. And so then I just let it stay there for about 2 more minutes, and then I took it out just in case. Oh, okay. Just in case. And then, lemon. Lemon is in the butter. You have to squeeze 1 wedge of lemon. Oh, okay. She just does 1 little quarter of it, a lemon in the butter, and then you drizzle it on, and then you put the garlic on it. 375 if you wanted to know the temperature. And she goes, I know that's low. I'm like, I don't know it's low. But 375. Wow. I'm hungry again.
I'm starving.
Don't use plastic. Don't use plastic. They even say the plastic containers that you get your take-home food in, get rid of it. Don't reheat anything. I don't reheat in plastic. I just would put my food in plastic. But if you noticed, a lot of places are now using cardstock or paper containers. They're getting rid of all the other containers. This is just a special time with Steph when she doesn't have any super chats to read. Jimmy, are you doing another story, or are we going to premium streamium? I'm confused.
What time is it?
Jim, it is 3:50.
Let's do one quick story.
Great show in Ottawa, Jimmy and Steph. Wasn't that fun? That's from Sam and Matt. It was totally fun. Thank you.
A lot more fun than I expected.
Ottawa.
Ottawa's great. Montreal was fantastic. Toronto's always fantastic, as usual. We're super popular in Canada. Our show's really popular in Canada, so it makes me happy. We sell out everywhere we go. Edmonton, Vancouver. We're going to Calgary for the first time. Or do you say Calgary? But we're going to be back in Toronto July 17th. Then we go to Red Bank, Northampton, Massachusetts, and Concord, New Hampshire. So I'm excited about all that stuff. We'll see what happens. We did 2 sold-out shows already at the Royal Theatre in Toronto just last month. And my agent's like, hey, they want you to do another one because there was a lot more people calling trying to get tickets. And I said, okay, let's see how many more people want to come see us in Toronto. So we added another show, July 17th. It's a Thursday.
That's a theater that has the good chicken?
Oh, the chicken next door is unbelievable.
We figured out which one.
Yeah, we figured it out. I figured it out. Anyway, okay.